And we're
back.
How are you, Andrew?
I'm good, Johnny. How are you?
I'm so good. It's good to hear your voice.
I know. I feel like it's been a week.
Oh my gosh. Has it though? When is the last time we talked?
Who can even say?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's great to see your smiling face. Welcome to the Cavalry, everybody.
Welcome to the Cavalry, folks. We got a great episode for you lined up this week.
Great episode this week.
Great episode.
Yeah. So here we are.
Here we are. I got to start out with
Awkward
a
beginning.
Pre-show topic.
Sure.
Pre-show topic. Hot. We're coming in hot.
That's good that you had something planned because I was like,
no,
coming in empty.
No, I saved it. We jammed last week. We jammed, but now I'm going into these are topics that I thought of during the week. So this is my first one and the most interesting, I think. Do you ever do fixing stuff around your house, like electrician work? Didn't we talk about this? Putting in that ceiling fan?
Yeah, I've done. I'm going to use the word electrical.
Electrical.
I'm a little worried about whatever electricianal work that you did. But yes, I've done very limited electrical work in my own house, but I also have like ancient, I have the really old, scary wires where they have like the it's like carpet around them. It's not even rubber. It's like the like nylon rope covering or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I bring it up because I think now that I remember, we talked about it when I installed the ceiling fan. We did the ceiling fan and a light fixture in Phoebe's room. And I think this issue happened after I installed it, but it's still happening today. Erin, she woke me up the other day saying, Johnny, we have to just call an electrician. We have to call an electrician because her lights and fan will just kind of intermittently go on and off on their own. And we'll wake up in the morning, to get them ready for school and Erin to go to work, and she'll have just slept with the lights on in her bedroom because it just like went on in the middle.
Oh my God. That is so, she's gonna she 100% believes in ghosts.
Well, she doesn't yet.
How is she not freaked out by that?
I don't know. I think maybe sometimes she comes into our bed a lot, but she's never said anything about ghosts.
And you don't think there's any chance she's turning on the light and the fan herself?
No.
I'm trying to think how that would happen.
No. And it's a remote control. There's a remote control and a switch. And so it's like very complicated electrical work. You know what I mean? Like you have to put the wires into the box and then the thing, and there's no bypassing it. So like there's a switch and a control, and the switch has a fader. And that's just, we just keep it. I try to keep it taped up so it's full blast, because once you start going down, it gets really wonky and weird. And it like blinks and goes nuts.
I don't know if that's your fault.
But I undid it and I redid it because the first time I did it, I was like, it's just not right. And so I redid it and it's the same.
You might have gotten a faulty thing. Don't blame yourself.
The odds of an idiot getting a bad product, that would just not be.
Well, can I tell you something? Sometimes that happens because we were putting in these sprinklers in the backyard, and so they're the kind that like rotate, so like and then they go back.
Is it connected to a hose, or is it like in ground?
No, in ground. So that was like a big project when we were putting it in the ground.
That's right. You told me about that. Yeah.
And so like there's this, I don't know anything, I'm trying to make myself, what happens when like my dad helps me with stuff is he ends up just like doing it, and then I'm just sort of like cheerleading. Yeah, like move. Yeah, like the whatever the internet SNL was. And so I'm really like trying to take more of an active role because I'm like, man, this is my house. if one of these breaks, I have to know how to fix it and do it.
Yeah.
I can't call you down here every time. It's pathetic, you know? So I'm trying to install these sprinklers, at least the heads part. You know, he's doing a lot of the technical plumbing work, for being honest.
Yeah.
And so I'm putting them on, but the only way you have to set them, right? You have to set them at the right, because otherwise they'll turn around and spray like your fence or the neighbor's yard. So you really have to like, but it's like I'm watching a YouTube video on how to do it. And it's like the thing is like push to the left, push to the right, set the left edge, and use this screw to turn that way. And then you can set the rotation with this screw. And I'm doing it. And this one, and you can't do it when they're not on. So it's spraying like as you're adjusting it. If you don't have it right, it's just blasting you in the nuts as it turns, and you can see it coming, and you're like trying to adjust it quickly. No, this is gonna be the time it stops at the right spot, and like ties it, and then and like hits you, and like God damn it, you know, and then it goes on, and you can't focus because you know in about 60, like 30 seconds, it's gonna come around again and blast you again, and it's like this like torture chamber that you're in.
It sounds like a Japanese game show.
It totally is like that, you know, and you're like screaming to yourself like. So the other ones there's this one in the corner, I just couldn't get it, and it was just kept doing a 360-degree rotation. So like no matter what I did, I might have broke it being too aggressive with it or something, I don't know. But finally my dad was like, just let me do it. And he goes over there, and he got blasted a few times. He was like, I think you need to get a new sprinkler head. So it was broken. Yeah.
Oh, I would be so.
It was very validating. So I went to Home Depot, got a new one, and it worked. But that's what I'm saying is like sometimes it is that the thing I think we have like low self-esteem about this stuff. So we're always like, it has to be me.
Yeah.
There's just no, like when I get furniture and you have to put together the furniture and it's like not fitting right, I'm like, I cannot believe I can't get this. And you're just beating yourself up. And then you think, if you really think about it, you're like, Wayfair sold this to me for $13. It's like a wood, like what are the odds that they put a lot of quality control into this? You know what I mean?
Right.
So give yourself a break, buddy. Might be a faulty thing.
The electrician will have to be the judge of that. But honestly, it'll probably be another 10, 12 months before I call an electrician for it. I have time for
no one seems that upset about it.
Yeah.
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 I have that with it's not a light thing, but just like in Portland, it stays light so late. It's very hard to put Ginger to bed at 7:30 when it's just like bright ass summer out. You know, it's like, how do you tell a kid like it's bedtime and then the sun's like in the middle of the sky? You know, it's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I know. Do you have is her room have shades? Like
she got shades, pretty dark, but like not. I mean, they're not like legit fill up the entire window blackout shades.
Yeah,
it's probably what we need because now she's getting up earlier too.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really affect Heidi and I. We just sort of go, oh, she's up. And then we just lay in bed till the normal time.
What is she sleeping? Is she in a bed or a crib?
She's in a crib, yeah.
Oh, so.
And I feel like she could climb out of her crib if she wanted to, but because I've seen these videos of kids that do that, but she just hasn't, like, it hasn't even occurred to her that she should.
That she could do it.
And the other day I was like, oh yeah, it's so great. She doesn't climb out of the crib. And Heidi was like, don't say it. Don't say it. Because like she doesn't want her to like get the idea that she has free will or whatever.
How old is she now again?
She's 2 and she's 2. She'll be 3 in December. So whatever.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, why? Do you think we should be in the bed? I'm always like sniffing.
No, I have no idea. I just didn't
judgment.
know. I had no idea.
That's dangerous though, to ask a question like that and go, oh, all right.
It's true. Yeah, but you know me. I couldn't tell you.
Everybody's different. Oh, are they talking yet? Oh, all right. All right. Yeah. Oh, it'll come. Yeah, everybody's yeah, boys are later. Boys are different than girls.
Boys are different than girls. Well, she's a girl. With still,
Yeah, but still.
yeah. I mean, okay,
They
people are different.
identify. Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah. All right, I have an inside baseball topic too.
Oh, hit me.
Do you find, I'm guessing that you're very similar to me, but like I'm not a very extroverted, like loud, but on stage, like avoiding conflict. That's what I avoid conflict totally with strangers or, not strangers, but on stage, I don't care. Something happened. Oh yeah, some guy who said something about my shirt. It was like in the middle of a joke, had nothing to do with anything. I just happened to like pause at a certain part, and he goes, "Your shirt's too small," or something like "Your nice shirt," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Your shirt's too small," and I was just like, "What?" And I just like went after. I mean, it was funny. People like
Yeah.
laughed, and I was like, have you ever been in public? Like that's rude. You're
Right.
being rude. And like just to call another person rude to their face, like I would never do that. But like on stage, it's just like, of course I'm going
No,
to. You're
I think it's like the
what it
coolest
is.
thing about being a comedian. It's like you get to be this person
That you're not
that
in
you're
real life.
not. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the person you are, really, but the person you're like, we don't allow ourselves to be 99% of the time in the real world. I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. Cause yeah, like there's like a million times I'm going through life and someone does something and I want to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop that. Like,
Right.
what are you doing that? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're making this worse for everybody. Just shut up, But I never say it. I never do that. But when you're on stage, you can totally say it because it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's
It's
fun
like
to
part of
say
the
it.
show. But then deep down, I'm really like, you're an asshole.
Yep.
Be quiet.
Yeah. It's great. It feels good, but it's also weird. Like that's what made me think of to put it down. I was just like,
I love it.
why
Yeah.
am I able to do that on stage just effortlessly,
It's very liberating. And it's because you're so comfortable. I make this analogy all the time with like when I like to like pontificate about stand up or whatever, but you're not like I'm not good at a party if I don't know anybody, right?
Okay.
Or even if I know like kind of know everybody.
Yeah.
You would never know I was at the party. No one's gonna leave like, hey, it was great. It was that guy who kept going back to the appetizers over and over again.
That guy on his phone in the bathroom the whole time. He was a blast.
He kept asking where the mushrooms were going. But I'm pretty good at a party, or I like to think I'm good at a party. If it's like my friends from forever, then they're like, oh yeah, Andrew's fun, he's hilarious, great guy. I hope he
Yeah.
comes, right? It's the same thing with the stage. The stage is a person. Like the stage, it's like getting comfortable with that stage is like having a friend. And when you first get on stage, you're awkward, you don't know it very well, and you're not that great.
Yeah.
But after like 15 years, 20 years, you're like, yeah, I fucking say whatever I want. This is
Yeah.
just a stage. I'll say whatever. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter that it's strangers in the audience, is because it's the stage that your actual buddy,
Yeah.
and that's who you're comfortable with. And so
Yeah.
now you're talking like this person that you really only talk in front of, like maybe in front of your brothers
Yeah.
and or your wife, or like a
Yeah.
few like really tight friends, but that's it. And in front of like 100 drunks at some
Right.
stupid Elks Lodge or something. It's just kind of
Right.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good analogy. That's so true. That is
I
what it's like.
I did a casino show in I don't know, Northern California, whatever it was. And some guy, it was the same thing. He just, well, first of all, I like embrace it when I know I'm in a rural room and I know like all my material is going to come off very libtardy because it's like Portland, I drive a Prius. I have a daughter that I worry about, like certain, the way she's being brought up in the world, whatever.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about. But now, like, if I do it in Portland, I just kind of do it. I just kind of do the jokes, and they
Yeah.
work, and
Yeah.
it's great. Sometimes they work, sometimes they bomb, whatever. The accepted ratio I have. It's fine. Yeah.
Sure.
But when I do them on the, like, in these rural rooms, like Northern California casinos,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a professional wrestler. The villainous, like, I do it like I'm in. Did you watch wrestling, like, at
Not
any
really.
period?
No.
Like Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I know who a lot of the
Yeah.
wrestlers were when I was
Well,
growing
there
up.
was a time period where he was like he was like the good guy forever, right? And then finally, at one point, he took like a villain turn, and
Oh,
he
okay.
started wearing black, and he was like mean, and he was really like embraced it, and he wanted people to boo him and stuff. And when I do some of these rural, that's how I feel. I feel like now I'm Hulk Hogan in the NWO. I'm like, yeah, I drive a Prius, and I'm like, boo, yeah, boo, you roofs. And like, I live in Portland, like, and then they go, boo, oh, that's too bad. You live in. I'm like, yeah, where do you live? And they're like, Carlton, California. Ah, too bad I don't live in that shithole. God, one day I'll save up enough money to buy to buy a 3-bedroom Pothole in Carlton, and I love it. And then they laugh because it's like so ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're not expecting like I said, the Portland libtard to be like an insult comic.
Right. Right.
But I just and you just know what it is. Like, they think they're reacting in the moment and being original or whatever, but you're like, guys, I've played this movie 5,000 times. I know what you say when I say this. I know what the drunk guy's gonna do when I do this. It always happens the same. You're like Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day. Like, you like, yeah, you're gonna drop the dishes and you're gonna make the stupid joke. Like, it happens the same every single time. I'm a wizard. I know the
people are
future.
not special at all.
You are not special. You're all gonna die, and everybody was like you 50 years ago. It's all the same shit.
I love it. Oh, it's so true.
So I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You get it. Totally.
Comedy, though, it's the greatest.
It is. It is. What else? Oh, did I tell you last week or 2 weeks ago that Edie got a retainer?
No.
Yeah, she got a retainer, and as is just inevitable, today she threw it away.
Threw it away?
So fucking mad. Yeah, with her lunch. Like,
oh
my God. Not on purpose.
I thought you were just like, it's inevitable. She's gonna pick it up and throw it in the dumpster. Like, why was that inevitable?
Oh my God. Like, oh, as we're there and they're like talking to Edie and they're like, and I was like, what's the replacement cost? They're like, we're giving you 2 cases, one for school, one for lunch, and the one for school, you keep it at school because it's always going to be in your mouth. So when you eat your lunch, you take it out. That way you don't throw it away. And that's exactly what happened today. Took it out, put it, with all next to all
on
the
our
garbage,
tray,
and then threw it away.
Yeah.
And
so what's that run?
It's, I think 150.
Oh man.
I mean, but that's the thing, is it's like, you've had this for what, 5-6 days? The odds that this is the last time it happens are 0.
So you're like, this is like 150 a week kind of tax.
Yeah. Why don't you
should
just
be able to get
just have fucked up teeth and I'll get new Jordans every week?
But
the same financial situation. God damn it.
That is the quote of the century. Why don't you just have fucked up teeth and I'll get new Jordans? I feel like, because they're just like plastic and metal. They're not like the materials aren't valuable, but it's the shaping of them that's expensive. You think
Yeah,
it's the
they have to
upfront
make
cost
it.
of. So they should be able to just print off like 30 of them for you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they gave
They
us
know
the
what they're
mold.
doing.
They gave us the mold of Edie's teeth, and they're like, this is for if you lose it, then we can make another one off of this. And I was like,
So it's gonna
oh,
be,
okay.
but it's gonna be the same price.
Yeah.
Oh, those bastards! You should just make your own. See if you could use the mold, do a homemade one.
Huh. You know what? I'm not gonna do that.
No, of course not. The and then a retainer is better than braces just because.
Well, Edie had braces.
This is post
retainer
braces.
is post braces. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how long Edie's gonna need the retainer, but God.
Well, just tell her every time she loses it, like, all right, that's one Christmas erased.
Well,
and then
no,
the next Christmas,
I said every time you lose it, that's a year of allowance. Edie gets allowance is like $4 a week, so it's like $12 a month.
Yeah,
$3. Yeah, I think his is 2 and hers is 3 a week. So it's like at the end of the month we give, he gets 8 and Edie gets 12. And I was like, that's a year of allowance. You've had this for 5 days. That's a year of allowance.
Oh, now I feel bad for her.
Well, she's still gonna get her allowance, I'm sure. I
can't. They just called for. They always say it like her dentist called. Ginger's dentist. Sorry, she has a dentist, by the way. She's 2 years old. She has a dentist, which I think is like ridiculous, but whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, she's overdue for her next appointment," and it's like, we said you would call. Well, like we didn't set a date. Like it's not like we missed an appointment.
Yeah.
She's just like, we'll let you know when to schedule another one. And then you're like, oh, we're just looking through the book and it looks like she's overdue for her next appointment. It's like, that's your fault then. Don't say it like that.
Right.
Like I'm the one who's like neglecting my child's teeth. You were supposed to call and tell me when she comes back.
They call. Can I speak with the bad parent of the house?
Yeah. You noticed your daughter's teeth are all screwed up?
Well,
I mean,
you
know what they do
like,
when she goes? You know what they do?
Nothing.
They lay her down there, they charge some money, and then they kind of pretend to brush her teeth a little bit, and then she cries because it's like weird. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's normal, don't worry. And then we leave. And we got scolded for the mask. She was like, I think the last time we went, she wasn't even 2 years old. So we never had put a mask on her because she was like so young. Like, oh, she needs a mask, and they made us like put a mask on her. I was very annoyed.
I just feel like with I mean, yeah, you brush their teeth to get them used to brushing teeth, but like dental appointments, that's like getting your nails done a week before you're getting your arm amputated. Like, who gives a shit, right?
Well, I know. Yeah, I know. Because they're gonna lose. Yeah, like we brush our teeth twice a day. We're always we do it because I get that part. You know what's funny? Oh man, I meant to tell you this. Here's a pre-show discussion point.
Ooh,
I just stumbled into. Remember your whole take about how adults should have yummy toothpaste too?
Yes.
So not only are you right? I'm backing you up on that, but also we ran out of Ginger's yummy kid toothpaste. And what the doctor we actually asked, and they were like, "Oh, you can just use a tiny amount of the adult toothpaste." So now she's not even getting the yummy. She's forced to have the adult, and she can tell. Like I do it, and she's like, "This isn't right at all," And then not only that, so that's just Crest, which still is pretty like sweet. It's like they doctor that up pretty good.
Yeah, that's not the Arm & Hammer,
dude. I bought Arm & Hammer is one thing. We were at Trader Joe's, and I bought the Trader Joe's Health toothpaste. That shit tastes
gross,
horrible. And it says peppermint. I'm like, where is the peppermint?
It's at the bottom of the tube. Just
yeah. You gotta like swirl it together and like adding sugar to it. It's like this is so bad. And I'm like, if I have to give Ginger this stuff, she's gonna kill me. I have a little bit of crest left. We need.
Well,
to
you
get
guys just haven't gone to the store to get.
We
the
just
kids
don't
stuff?
go. I mean, you have to go to the right store. Like if you go to Trader Joe's, they don't sell kids.
What about
toothpicks.
Target? You just go to Target.
Yeah, we gotta go to Target.
Yeah,
we'll go. We'll do.
We got what the last ones that Erin got. I don't know where she got them, but it was like, they do like the kid flavors is like eyeball goo or like smushed eyeballs or blood, and it's like colored. But one of them was like it tasted like shit, and it was like I don't know, dog shit or I don't know what it was. Some like it was like blood or
can't be mad at them. Look at this dog shit flavor. Tastes like dog shit. Who do I talk to about this?
The one that was good was eyeballs. It's like blue, but then there's like a red one that was like blood or something, but it tasted fucking terrible.
I was like, when I was gone for a while, I was, really made an effort to FaceTime more, but I got this ducky thing. So I was like doing this game on FaceTime with Ginger and the duck, and so the duck would like come into the picture and come out. She thought it was funny. And then I was like, the duck would attack me, and she thought that was really funny. But then it was like, I don't know how it got to this, but like the duck would like eat my eyeball. And then I like, oh no, I'm down to one. And then I like, it ate my other eyeball. Oh no. And then she loved that so much. And then like my parents were over at the house and we were playing with her and she's like, Ducky wants to eat your eyeballs. It's like, it's a long story. Just let her do it.
Just let her stab you in the eyes with.
Just let her stab you in the eye.
Yeah, I
taught
taught
your eyeball out. Yeah, she likes it. It helps her go to bed. All right, should we get to topics, or do you have any more? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm out.
You're dry.
Show topics.
Okay.
No appliance talk. We haven't had appliance talk in a while.
I felt like I had something for appliance talk, but I'm gonna let it go because I can't remember and I don't want to force it here.
Good call. Good call.
We'll come back to appliance talk. Oh, if you ever break glass in a dishwasher, how vigilant are you about getting the glass out?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've never done that. I don't.
You never broken a glass in a dishwasher?
Like the dishwasher broke it?
Yeah, or you just dropped it in there. Either way.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, I would get the big pieces that I could reach.
Well, yeah, that's what I think too. But then I'm like, oh god, there's gonna be like little shards in there, and then it's gonna get all swirled around. And the shards will be in somebody's sippy cup, and then they'll drink it and they'll get cut on their insides. But you know what? You worry about that for a couple minutes and then
you forget.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Is wipe this whole thing down?
Maybe take the hand vac in there.
Oh god. Do you have a hand vac, really?
We got it for free with our big one.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks. I'll let you borrow it sometime.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Mail
You're
it
welcome.
to me. Okay.
Right, what's your topic? What do you need backup on?
This could be controversial.
Oh.
And it might be
push the boundaries here at the Cavalry.
Might be influenced by recent events. I might be prisoner of the moment here, but
okay.
I think I'm out on parades. So let's really think about what a parade. First of all, what do you like if you're sitting at a parade, right?
Yep.
And you have a front row seat.
Yep.
How quick before you're bored?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I mean, immediately. I'm bored at zoos. Like that's just not things. I do that for other people.
Right. But I mean, like, even the average, so not you, but like even a regular person, you're like, oh, a marching band. That's cool. Oh, here's some more people, another marching band. Especially like if there's a float or something, I guess that's kind of, they put paper mache on that. That's neat. They're very boring. Let's just be honest. And no innovation in like 100 years. They're the exact same as they were. No one's doing new types of parades. They're always the same.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, first of all, how many parades are there? There's there's gay pride parades, and then there's
Yeah.
the local fire truck and a
Right.
bunch of horses and a bunch of school marching bands.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's like Thanksgiving Day, Macy's parade. And then there's
Okay.
the Rose Bowl parade.
What's
And
that?
yeah, every town, every city, every town has some. I'm sure Madison has a bunch of parades or whatever.
Okay.
We had one in our neighborhood today, so that's why
Oh,
this
okay.
is top of mind.
What was the point? I mean, what was the?
It's the Rose Kids Parade. So it was like a lot of middle school bands and kids and cheerleaders and
Okay. Yeah.
whatever. But just so even if you like it, okay, even if you get joy from the parade,
Yes.
you should know that whatever joy you're feeling is being met with 10 times the frustration and pain of someone in their car stuck in traffic
Oh,
because they
yeah.
can't get where they need to go because of this stupid parade. So even
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
like, this is great, just know it's coming at the cost of a lot of people trying to make the whole city go who can't because of you want to see 85 of the same marching bands in a row.
Yeah, it's coming at the cost of a lot of people trying to cross an important street in the
Yes,
city.
and it's always that's okay. So that gets me to mind. I don't know what I need backup other than just like parades are pointless, but
I'm there.
the I think what my solution is like I get it, civic pride, it's fun for some people. Here's what we do. One street in every city is just the parade street. And it's always the parade street and we just never use it for anything else. Just
How long are parades? That's another like
that's not
this
the
one.
problem. This one was like a couple hours,
But I
but
mean like the length of it. Like how many blocks do you think the
oh,
start to finish
this
does it
one
take?
was not. But it was on Sandy in Portland, so it's like it was probably like 15 to 20 city blocks.
That's how long it was?
Yeah, so not
Wow.
super long, but
That seems long.
yeah, I don't
But
know. It was
uh,
long enough. But the problem isn't just the actual route. They're blocking off streets because it's in everything outside of that is a very residential neighborhood. So they're blocking off the streets to go down to the parade. So it's like that thing, like you think you're avoiding it because I know where the parade route is. But
yeah.
then like no matter what street I turn down, oh no, we're actually blocking this off too. We're blocking this, blocking this. And you're like, 3-point turning and then there's some truck coming right at you and they don't know that the street behind you is blocked and you're like
Yeah.
it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I think
We could,
designate one street and you just keep it car free year round. Make it like a cool European style walking shops on each side, all pedestrian thoroughfare. And then every once in a while you open it up and it's parade time. And everybody comes and does their little parade and it doesn't stop any of the business of the world from happening.
yep. I
That's what I
I
think.
totally I totally could back that up. What if I just to throw a wrench to the works, what if the city votes or everyone in the city votes and they're like, all right, and it ends up your street ends up being the
But
one.
that would be fine. That would be totally fine because then I would just know, like, not my actual, like, I literally can't drive to my house. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Oh, you know what? I'm going to take those odds.
You're gonna gamble. You're
I'm
gonna
going to
take
gamble.
okay.
I'm going to gamble. I'm going to take the. Also, by the way, we live in Portland. There's a huge river that runs right through the middle of the city. Just make them all river parades. So like who doesn't like boats? Go down to the river,
Ooh.
watch the boats go by.
Yeah. You know what? At first I got excited. I was like, oh, that's cool. But I was like, that'd probably still be pretty boring.
Well, yeah, it'd still be boring, but I don't have to watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to see a marching band
On a boat.
do it on the water. Oh, I guess yeah, you put them on a boat.
Oh, you have them just like with
You
like
have them in the
floaties on.
water.
Yeah. Trying to play the tuba and dog paddle at the same time.
Yeah.
Take incredible
I
core
would see
strength.
that parade. I would go to that.
I would watch that. The sinking marching band playing for
Yeah.
their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. You're backing me up.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I'll back you up. That's ridiculous.
Go ahead.
Yeah, why do we shouldn't have parades anymore. All right. Now this one, I don't know. This came from frustration and anger. So I don't know exactly what I need backup on, but the whole cell phone companies and their promotions and their trickery is very dishonest. Like they have you see ads for you get an iPhone 14 on us, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't, because Aaron's like phone was broken. This was a couple months ago. So I was like, all right, well, we'll do that. So I got her a new phone. You have to turn in your old phone. It has to be working order or whatever. Fine. But then they're like, all right, so you have to get on this tier because this phone. So it's like you have to pay to be on this tier. So essentially, you are buying the phone. You're just paying to be on this tier, and it's a 3-year contract, but you have to give them your old phone. So I would have been way ahead of the game. Like I would have come out way
if you just sold the old phone.
I sold the old one and bought that one outright for $1,200.
Yeah. I am so confused. I've never understood, because I was like late to being a smartphone guy. I was always like a flip phone for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I've never understood like the whole world of like data plans and pricing and contracts and T-Mobile and all that. And it's like now it's a little more clear cut because there is less of that. It used to be like you'd pay off your phone and then you were like due for an upgrade, and it was all, and they don't really do, it sounds like that's what you're doing here, but they don't really do that as much. It's not like,
I think they got in trouble for that because people would get like handcuffed to, they couldn't leave their carrier.
Right. Because they were still like paying off their phone for like 3 years.
Yeah. So people were upset. And so they kind of put an end to that just because it's just doesn't work. But now they've just found a workaround where it's the same shit. It's just different. Yeah. Like we got for the end of the year, we got them both these watches. This is her old one, but these Gizmo ones. And it's just like there's 5 contacts. They can only contact those, and those are the only phones that are, contacts that can contact them. And it's like the promotion is you get one for free or something like that. You buy one, get one free. You're still paying to have it on the plan. But I was like, okay, so what if I want to just buy it outright instead of have it, this credit each month? He's like, well, you're not paying for it. We basically what you do is it's going to show up on your bill as $30, but then you'll get a $30 credit. And it's like, well, I don't want, I just want to pay for it. Yeah. But they're like, well, that'll go away. Cause that way, if you try to leave, you have to pay then you have to buy it. It's just it's so deceitful and shitty.
Yeah. I feel like if your business model relies on like all these smoke and mirrors to make money, it's a bet. I feel like they're in the same league as rental cars. It should be straightforward. Like it's like these phones are very cool and they do a lot of stuff and we use them a ton. You take all your pictures on them. They get me places with my directions. Like they literally do everything, right?
Yeah.
So you charge a lot of money for it. Makes sense. I'm willing to pay a high. Not only am I willing to pay a lot for the upfront cost, I'm willing to pay a lot a month because it's like I'm using it all the time. Like I don't feel bad about it. You don't need to also do all this other weird bullshit that the cell phone companies are like addicted to. And it's the same thing with rental cars. Like when you rent a car, it should be a very straightforward thing. It's like, I want to borrow this car, just tell me the price. But then they want to do all these like weird tricks and insurance and like the gas. And they say, do you want to bring it back full, or do you want us to we can just pay for it here and it's only $3.89 a gallon if we do it? But they don't tell you that you're buying a full tank no matter what. They don't say that. It's like lying.
Right.
They're literally lying to people every day, and they're allowed to get away with it. Like some senator or something should step in and stop that. But I remember the first time I figured out what that was, I was like, I cannot believe they can just do that.
Yeah, you're like, wait, so I have to like circle around the block before I pull in to make this.
I'm literally like have a red gas can siphoning out gas and like gonna carry it on with me on the plane home because I'm so mad
because I paid for it. I would just dump it in the grass next to the rental lot. Like,
just pour it all over their counter and be like, now you get to smell like gas. You're lucky I don't have a match.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I put rental cars and cell phone companies in the same basket of like, why do you guys think you need to like the tricks?
Yeah,
is the business that bad? Like,
right.
It seems like a slam dunk. Like, who's not where are rental car companies? Remember when they were all going out of business? I don't know if it was like COVID or even before COVID, but they're like Hertz and everybody, like they all had to be buying each other or they were down, they're all going bankrupt. It's like, how do you screw it up? You're the only, there's no competition really. People are going to need you forever. You know? How hard can it be? Anyway, same thing with cell phone companies.
If it's like hard to understand or like someone's like, well, so how does this work? And you're just talking in circles.
Yeah.
That's like, you feel like you're in a calculus class. This is unnecessary.
I know. And like it was getting better. Like I'm with T-Mobile, which I think is the most straightforward one. Like it's just a flat bill every month, never changes, and we just have to buy our phones on our own. There's no, with
T-Mobile.
Yeah, and it's month to month. Like there's no contract.
Oh, see, that's great. That's what we like. If we weren't stuck in with these new devices with Verizon, we would probably go with Google Fi. Because that's like, you literally pay for what you use. I mean, is data like if you're always on a hotspot?
That's so, I know, but that scares me because I'm like, I use so much data on the road.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I'm backing you up.
That's another thing because I worked with a comic. He was on Google Fi, and he was like, "Yeah, it's my cell phone's like $30 a month, and that's like it." But he also has figured out how to like, he downloads his map because like when you're on Google Maps, you're using GPS, not data, but you have to like get it all set up while you're in one hotspot and then use that downloaded data you can't like deviate or be like, oh, I want to get food on the way.
It's going back to the Stone Age.
You can, but then you're paying for that data. Yeah, exactly. So
no, thank you. I lived those days a long time and they were not fun. And I also don't like thinking about, I just like the unlimited thing. I just don't like thinking about it. I don't want to think about like, oh, I shouldn't watch this video or I shouldn't download this thing on my service. I like now, like, because sometimes the service is so good, it's better than whatever Wi-Fi I can get on. So it's like, I'll just let them compete with each other, and whatever's faster, I just use that.
That's great when you're in a hotel and like it's just shitty connection, and then you turn off your Wi-Fi and all of a sudden it's like blazing clear.
Fast. I know. And then they have the balls to go, oh, like they'll put it on the sign, complimentary Wi-Fi. It's like, yeah, I would hope so. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh God.
All right. Well, should wrap it up. Where are you gonna be, buddy? You got some dates?
Let's see.
Let me guess. Waukesha,
but that was last.
Oh, that was last week.
I was just in. Oh no, this Thursday, the 22nd. Yeah, this Thursday, the 22nd, I'll be in Maddie's in Waukesha. June 22nd. Let me guess. You July 22nd? Are you in Everett,
Washington? And then even before that, I forgot to say these ones. Montana. Bozeman, Last Best Comedy, July 7th. And then Roxy Theater in Missoula, July 8th. That's a Friday, Saturday. So if you have any Montana friends, or you are a Montana person, send my way. Tickets are on sale now. Okay. That's it.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening to
Listen to the Cavalry.
The Cavalry.